Hello to everybody at IU McKinney. Today's class recap showed you some basic Westlaw navigation, database searching, and a few sources that will be helpful in your class prep. Let me go live and show you those things right now. Again, make sure you've added lawschool.westlaw.com to your bookmarks, and we looked at Westlaw, that link across the top. Research guides, help, connecting with your account manager, some other options on here. So give these a look-see before you click over directly into Westlaw. Keep in mind from here, you can look up cases by the citation, 100 US 1 ex parte French, by the title, ex parte French, keeping in mind that there are several by that name, and also just by sources, so like US Supreme Court cases. Remember to click on that, and then you're ready to go. Now, within a case like Paul's graph, we remember that you can read it with the aid of the attorney editor written summary and headnotes. It's this stuff before the case gets started down at this point at which it says opinion. So everything above it, not the opinion, not the language of the court yet, but definitely helpful. Hit change view to view the West headnotes in the two columns. Now, let's say we found something in the opinion that we were really interested in including into our motion memo or brief. Left click and drag to highlight the text. When you let go, copy with reference. This little drop-down wedge on the end. Standard is the blue book. Otherwise, there's many other American jurisdictions there. And when you copy with reference, paste it into your motion paper, memo, and brief. It looks pretty. All right. Now, what else can we do with text? We can save it to folders. So you see that Save to Folder button. Adding things to folders now means that you can find it quickly later, and that is a very good deal. A couple other things to keep in mind. Citing references here shows you that Paul's graph has been cited by tons of cases, even admin decision guidance, secondary sources. So this is where your law reviews, journals, and whatnot will be. But not all of the articles of everything, just the ones that cite to and discuss Paul's graph. And again, filtering along the left-hand side here using these filters can help you winnow it down. If you're having trouble with a search within results search, or if you're looking for a little bit more precision, remember the Westlaw reference attorneys are available at 1-800-REF-ATTY, complimentary any hour of the day or night. You can also try them by live chat or emailing referenceattorneys@tr.com. Let's go back to the homepage, which we can do by clicking the Westlaw logo, and then type in the name of a database like law reviews and journals like this. If we're looking for a particular article that we know about, you can actually type it in up here, or just doing searches based on keywords, so international arbitration like this. We're going to have a list of results, and again, a couple options that you can use to winnow down this number, sorting by date, relevance, or most cited, filtering by the jurisdictions along the side here. And again, you end up with a certain number of law review articles with the concepts of international arbitration and the most recent that connected to Mexico, and there you go. That happens to be a very handy tool. Let's go back to the homepage, show you a couple other final things. You asked me about fair use. Go ahead, type that in. You'll notice, before we got to those results, something popped up. And this is a great question to ask the reference attorneys. Resource on the topic. Patreon fair use is our suggestion. And if you click on that, you can browse it like a book and see that, hey, this is basically an outline for a class on fair use, because as you can see here, plenty of cool things. You can click on plenty of cases that you can read, and plenty of learning that can be done to help supplement what you're doing in class and help you prepare. How cool is that? But you asked about fair use. Type it in like this. You'll notice there's going to be some leading cases, key numbers, more on those in another class, and then statutes, secondary sources, and the like. Within the statutes itself, I put in a good word about the yellow and the red flags. If you see a red flag in there, that might be a good chance to talk with your professor about something and what that means. If you see the notes of decisions, you use hierarchical view over here, and then you sort A to Z to see a list of all of the major words, ambiguities, commonly litigated issues inside the statute, and then the main cases that actually interpret them, editing, rebuttal, and so forth. So that instead of looking at hundreds of cases, You just have a very limited number on the topic, and hey, these key numbers will connect you to more recent similar ones in the jurisdiction that you want. Lastly, we took a look at practical law, again, from the Citing References practical law, or from the law school site, practical law up over here in the gray, or from this drop-down wedge, practical law over here. Particularly these copyright, fair use, anything that you see that's a practice note is amazing cutting edge guidance from some of the leading attorneys in the area to actually give you plain language rundowns of the main cases, the main framework, and of course, other content that might be helpful for you in your work. And again, you can get to that with this drop-down wedge practical law. Lots of other stuff that's out there. Follow at Lindy Hop Lawyer on Twitter. You're going to see my in-person availability along with links to class recaps from the other 9 schools that I serve, and links to other legal research ephemera that is extremely entertaining. Thanks for watching, and all the best of luck in your legal research adventures.